Hello and welcome to the Rested with an Eye podcast, where we explore travel time rather than destinations and the joys and surprises of shared transport. For many, travelling on buses, boats and trains is now a lifestyle choice. My name's Mark Selby. I love the theatre of travel, discovering the stories of journeys and learning how people use their travel time. Time. I work mainly from a home office. I enjoy the freedom to take breaks and walk the dog, but every now and then I struggle with cabin fever. It's when you feel the walls of your workplace pressing in and you just need to get out. Out to see something different, something new, to meet humans and be inspired. In 2022, I had a serious bout of cabin fever. I needed to do something different. So I took a train from nearby Farnborough to London, then on to Paris. I visited galleries, the wonderful Shakespeare and Company bookshop, and walked in the City of Light. I enjoyed dinner with Dave, whom I'd only met online on Lunch Club. It was a pleasure to meet in real life. He took the train from Lyon. Paris had changed since my last visit. Car traffic had declined, and roads were now designed to improve air quality, encouraging walking and cycling. Paris is a vibrant city, where people can access shops, schools, bus stops and train stations in just 15 minutes. My hotel was simple and convenient. After a coffee and excellent croissant, I continued to Barcelona. Over the course of the day, I realised that I'd fundamentally misunderstood time. No, I didn't miss the train. Let me explain. Travelling in the past for work or leisure, I'd always focused on elapsed time. How long does it take me to get somewhere? I'd normally choose the quickest route, considering it the best option. A train from the centre of Paris to the centre of Barcelona takes 6.5 hours. To fly takes just under 2 hours, but the total elapsed time is actually 5 hours. That includes travel to and from the airports, security, baggage handling, and being shuffled from pillar to post, unable to concentrate on anything, for fear of missing an announcement. Still, flying is 1.5 hours faster than the train. In the centre of Paris, I stepped off the street and onto the platform at Gare de Lyon about 15 minutes before the train to Barcelona departed. Taking my seat on the train's upper deck, I spread out my reading, writing, listening, and viewing paraphernalia, and we departed. I was observing and writing within minutes, and so it continued. My years of focusing on elapsed time alone have been wrong. I should have focused on productive time. It's not just how long a trip takes, but what you can do with the time the trip lasts. If we must be somewhere by a certain time, the shortest journey time makes sense. Elapsed time travel has its place. But without schedule constraints, this journey offers 6.5 hours in which to read, write, observe, dine, walk around, be inspired and relax. It's our time. It's productive time. And it's often far more rewarding than a shorter journey. In his book, Thinking Fast and Slow, Daniel Kahneman explained the differences between System 1 and System 2 thinking. System 1 thinking is fast, instinctive and emotional. System 2 thinking is slower, more deliberative and more logical. Perhaps there are parallels with the differences between elapsed and productive time travel. For myself, it was a night in Barcelona, then on to Seville. Now, European rail travel often provides surprises. It might be the pulse timetables synchronising train, bus and ferry services for simple, reliable transfers. It might be railway carriages for children with brightly coloured soft play areas, including small slides, dens and toys. The youngsters playing happily as their guardians look on. On my train, the surprise was a meeting room, a room of 6 seats facing each other at the back of our carriage. It could be booked for meetings on the train. I saw a similar room once, travelling from Tampere to Helsinki in Finland. Rooms giving teams more time to bond and collaborate. The trip provided full cabin fever recovery. Interesting conversations with strangers and insights, but the most profound was realising the value of productive time over elapsed time thinking. And flying back to London was a frustrating reminder of the pitfalls of an elapsed time mindset. Quick, but unproductive. Here, I must praise Mark Smith, the man in Seat 61, for his wonderful website, seat61.com. It provides arguably the best information on train travel around the world, together with hotel recommendations and much more. Visiting it will inspire you to explore. It certainly did for me. It's tempting to romanticise train travel, but it really can be a nightmare, especially if you need to be somewhere on time. We've all had one or more of those nightmare trips, but delays can and do occur, whatever your mode of travel. Instead of taking 1 hour, a recent train journey took me 4 hours each way due to trespassers on the line, delaying and disrupting services. I'd needed to be somewhere by a certain time. Weeks earlier, a driving delay had left me stuck on a motorway for ages. I had tickets for an unrefundable event, which I missed. Both journeys were frustrating, but there was one interesting difference. On trains and stations, I could walk around, get a coffee, or visit a bathroom. In the car, I was just stuck with a radio and a phone. In the rail delay, people calmly dealt with a problem that we all faced together. Conversations started, and, amid the gloom, occasional chuckles and commiserations could be heard as stories were shared. On the motorway, we all sat in isolation, just looking at each other's vehicles, hoping for movement. I mentioned the use of trains for meetings. In the 1970s and 80s, the Open University became very popular in Britain, offering distance learning and qualifications to those who couldn't study full-time. Apart from course materials and essays being exchanged with students by post, lectures were broadcast on the BBC late at night or early in the morning. Then, some commuting Open University students got together and started arranging for study groups and talks to be given in the last carriage of specific morning trains into London. They were apparently well attended, an inspired use of travel time. Author Bill Bryson's observation does make me chuckle. Quote, "What other nation in the world could have given us William Shakespeare, pork pies, Christopher Wren, Windsor Great Park, the Open University, Gardener's Question Time, and the chocolate digestive biscuit?" The Open University still thrives, and its students, like many others, often use their commuting time to study and access course materials. It's much easier to read, make notes, or draft essays when someone else is driving you, especially if you have a work surface to yourself. Productive time seems far less stressful than elapsed time travel. A German student, Leonie Müller, took studying on the train to a new level. A disagreement with her landlord over rent prompted her to leave her apartment for good. Instead of paying rent, she bought a season ticket that allowed her to board any train in Germany for free. The ticket was cheaper than her rent. She lived as a train nomad, travelling all over Germany, staying overnight with family and friends when convenient, but otherwise sleeping on trains. In an interview she said, "I read, I write, I look out of the window, and I meet nice people all the time. There's always something to do on trains." And her advice for nomadic studying? Have a headset that mutes most surrounding noises. Her final undergraduate paper was based on her experiences. After graduating, she bought a van, converted it into a home, and now works from it as a nomadic consultant, coach and speaker. A fascinating lifestyle choice. Shared transport offers us the time to use as we choose. Time to be productive, to relax, discover, or enjoy the theatre of travel. Productive time, not elapsed time. A tabletop, charge point, and noise-cancelling headphones will usually help. We'll continue the journey next time with a look at money and magic. Until then, enjoy your travels. Thank you for listening to the Rested with an Eye podcast. Please subscribe on your preferred podcast service and share with a friend. I look forward to hearing from you and sharing your travel stories. Please email restedpodcast@gmail.com. Thanks to everyone that has contributed to Rested with an Eye so far. Enjoy your travel time.